What's up, guys? Pot Black Pigs for Life here, and today we're doing something a little bit differently. So as you can see, we are here in good old Planet Zoo, and specifically today is a very special day. So today is National Endangered Species Day. So it's not like a big full-on holiday as is Christmas or Easter, Thanksgiving, Halloween, so on and so forth. However, it's like a small little national holiday that is dedicated to endangered species. So I thought that to celebrate, I would make a zoo with every single species that is endangered, critically endangered, extinct in the wild, and there are a few species here that are listed as vulnerable, but of course I had to add them in because they are crucial for some of the stuff that we are going to talk about. So I'm going to keep the game paused because otherwise my lag will go through the roof, and I'm thinking because we have so many animals in the zoo, rather than stating facts about each individual animal, I'm just going to talk a little bit about why they're endangered. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, right in here, right back here is the entrance, and you walk in, and basically the idea is this entrance area is supposed to be sort of like a manor, like an abandoned, like, mansion, or like European mansion, I guess. I don't know, but there's like a courtyard where you can, oh no, the lag, there we go, alright, but there's like a courtyard where you can get some food, you can go to the bathroom, and you can also get some souvenirs right over here. So then now, as you can see over here, we've got some like conservation boards. So this one I think talks about deforestation, right? Yep, deforestation. This is global warming, or climate change, same difference. You get a sneak peek of what our first animals are. Right over here, we've got poaching and the exotic pet trade. And right here, we've got traditional medicines. Now, so you walk in through this little entryway, and let's start by going to our left. So to the left, you can see here we have got an exhibit for the polar bears. So somewhere in here, you should be able to see the polar bears. We've got this nice little, I guess, like, rocky shoreline. And then right over here, we've got a little log cabin for the polar bears. They go up here. Perfect. Right over here, we've got the polar bears. So, starting with the, hang on. So, starting with the polar bears, right here, so the, Zoopedia lists polar bears as, it lists them as vulnerable, right here. However, the reason they are heading towards being endangered is because of global warming. So, as people are emitting more and more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, the Earth is getting warmer and warmer, and as a result, the glaciers up in the Arctic Circle, where the polar bears live, are slowly but steadily melting, meaning the polar bears will no longer have a place to live. So I guess you could count that as habitat loss. Ooh, look at the baby! Oh. Unfortunately, I can't put this game on unpause because otherwise the lag is going to go through the roof. I do apologize if it is already laggy. And also, as you can tell by my voice, I no longer have strep throat. So that's pretty good. So yeah, so we've got a little rocky coastline, and man, I really did a great job with this rock work, I must say. And then right across the way, we have got the African penguins. So we've got a full 360 view of the penguins. You've got a full 360 view. You can see them underwater. But we've also got a little walkthrough portion of the habitat. So now, the reason that the African penguins are endangered is because, first of all, oil spills are a huge threat to the African penguin. And also, because we have been overfishing so much in the region where they live, their food source is like constantly dwindling, and so because of all the overfishing, they don't have too much fish that they can eat. I do also apologize for the stutter. I am trying to word these as best as I can. And then right over here, we've got a little bit of a garden going through. Little bit of a graveyard. I did have sort of like a like weird like pigmented penguin, like a brown penguin, like brown African penguin. There we go. And then yeah, so we've got a little garden, and right over here we have got some food trucks. So now, we could go one of two ways. So, this path will lead to sort of like a tropical trek. We've got sort of like a building piece, from the South America pack. Sort of like, we've got some ruins, and then right over here, we have got a primate house. So starting off, we have got, I'm pretty sure these are the bonobos, right? Yeah, we got the bonobos in here, and then right adjacent to them, we have the western chimpanzee. The reason that both of these animals are endangered is because, well, the main reason is habitat loss. The Congo rainforests are being like depleted because of like mineral mines and stuff. We've got some more toilets. Right over here we have got a mixed lemur enclosure. So we've got the black and white ruffed lemur. Somewhere in here we have got the ring-tailed lemur right over here. And we have also got the red-ruffed lemur. Ooh, right over here, there's a lot of them. I did this little trick again where you use the leaf bedding as, like, stuff on the ground. So then this is the inside of the primate house. Yeah, so here's the entrance right over here. Let's see if we can see the apes at all. Ooh, right here. Oh my gosh, is this a baby bonobo? Baby bonobo! And then, ooh, here are the adults right over here. We've got the adult bonobos. And then the western chimpanzees. Up, here's one. Ooh, and it looks like, oh my gosh, it's a little baby, and it's one of the mums, right? Oh, that's cute. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the lemurs. The lemurs are endangered because of habitat loss. Their rainforests on Madagascar are also being burnt down. as well as, I want to say, like, the exotic pet trade as well is taking a toll on them. We'll start over here first. Right over here, we've got the proboscis monkeys. Ooh, they're all in here, which is convenient. The proboscis monkeys, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go out and say this. All of the apes and primates in the primate house are all suffering... Oh, the lag. Oh no. There we go. All the primates in the primate house are endangered because of habitat loss. So in particular, the proboscis monkeys over here and the animals in the next exhibit, their habitats are being destroyed in Sumatra and Borneo to make way for palm oil plantations. So right over here, as you can see by the signs, we've got the Bornean orangutans, the Siamangs, and we've also got the largibbons from the rainforest pack. No, not rainforest pack, tropical pack. There we go. Rainforest, tropical, same difference, I guess. We've got the orangutans in here. Ooh, I think this is the big male. Right? Yep, you could tell by the face. This is the male. And then ooh, Siamang's right over here. And where are the largibbons? Largibbon. This is the male, and then the female somewhere in here. I'm not going to take the time to look for her. But anyways, so, and then, last animal in the ape house, or primate house, is the western lowland gorilla. So, so I did say that, all of the primates in the primate house are suffering from habitat loss, in which the rainforests where they live are being cut down at a rapid pace. However, some African apes, like the gorillas, the chimpanzees, and the bonobos, are also regularly hunted for the bushmeat trade. So yeah, especially in times of war, where they are killed for their bushmeat, and they are sold on the black market. And then, also, the, lemurs are, being captured and sold on the exotic pet trade. So, yeah. So, that's it for the ape house. No, primate house. Primate house. I need to stop saying ape house, because not all the animals in the primate house are apes. So anyway, so now we're moving on to sort of a tropical area. So, hang on, let's go into the, let's go into standard mode for just a sec. We've got some path, going around the ape house, and then right over here, we've got the trek, where you go through the rainforest. So this isn't really themed around a certain rainforest. This is like rainforests throughout the world. There's lots of foliage, and also the pathwork. The pathwork is fine. Terrain could be better though, but you know what? I'm not complaining about it, and neither are the guests, I guess. Anyways, so walking along the rainforest, right over here, first exhibit coming up. So I guess this is also where you come out of the primate house. So like right over here is the entrance that we took to exit the primate house, right over there. But yeah, so let's go this way. So right up here we have got the giant otter. So somewhere in here. Ooh, they're in the shelter. Okay, so now the reason that the giant otters are endangered is because of habitat loss, because they live in the Amazon rainforest, and the Amazon rainforest is disappearing at a rapid rate, especially in Brazil because of soybean plantations and cattle production. They are also hunted for their skin. Overfishing is another huge threat, and also Amazon River pollution. So, quite a lot of reasons as to why they're endangered. So now, right next to their exhibit, we've got this big, lagoon, or, giant lake area, I guess. Nope, this is still the giant otter enclosure. You go down the path. Right over here, we've got a guest section, which is also pretty close to the gorilla enclosure. We've got food truck. We've got toilets. We've got some shops. And right over here, we have got a tank for the axolotl. Let's see if we can find the axolotl. I can see one right there. So, axolotls are really common for people to have as pets. In fact, I'm pretty sure that there are more axolotls in captivity than there are in the wild. And that is because the wild population is only found in a single lake in Mexico. So, as you can see, they are found in only a single lake in Mexico. And that is because axolotls are victims of pollution, overfishing, and as well as invasive species. So invasive species are also a problem, not just for axolotls, but for many species and ecosystems alike. So now let's quickly head back up the hill for just a second. So right over here, next to the giant otter enclosure, we have got the pygmy hippo. So as you can see, we got a little baby right here. Oh my gosh, these things are probably one of the cutest animals in the game. So somewhere over here, let's see if we can find an adult. Ooh, it's just about to go into the water. So the reason that pygmy hippos are endangered is entirely because of habitat loss and deforestation. So they live in the Congo rainforest in Africa, and the Congo rainforest is being deforested because of mining, logging, as well as farming. So, let's see if we can find them. Pygmy hippo. They live right here. Very small range, but it is in the Congo rainforest, which is being deforested, like I said, because of mining, logging, and farming. So then, if we go up the hill, we've got a few more species in the tropical area. So as we see here, there's a little entrance to sort of like an Asia section of the zoo, because unfortunately Asia is the continent home to the most endangered species. And then right over here, this is another vulnerable species. It is the southern cassowary. So southern cassowaries are being threatened mainly by invasive species. So they live in Papua New Guinea and Australia in particular is experiencing a really bad feral hog problem. So the feral hogs are eating a lot of the food that the southern cassowaries eat, and on top of that, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't also eat cassowary eggs, because that is what happened to the dodo bird, is that the dodo bird's eggs were eaten by feral hogs and other invasive species. Moving on, right over here, we have got the okapi. Is this a baby? No, it isn't a baby. Oh, wow, they're smaller than I thought. So, okapis are another animal that is threatened due to habitat loss. So, like I've said with the pygmy hippo, they live in the Congo rainforest, which is being deforested because of logging, mining, and also farming. However, the okapi is also threatened by poaching and bushmeat, much like the gorillas and the chimpanzees. So yeah, one of many animals that are victims of poaching. So then our last animal in the tropical section is the Baird's tapir. So the Baird's tapir is another animal that lives in the Amazon rainforest this time. And like I mentioned, the Amazon rainforest, especially in Brazil, is being deforested because of soybean and cattle production. So as well as habitat destruction, they are also hunted for their meat and their hides, and they are also threatened by climate change and also road development. So that's it for the tropical section. So let's quickly get an overview. And then right over here, there's also a view of the pygmy hippos. So we've got this full 360 enclosures. Got the path. So then we've got the guest section right over here, right across from the primate house. So we've gone all throughout here. And we've gone over here. So right now we're going to start back at the tropical guest section. So I showed you the entrance to the Asia section, but before we go to Asia, we're going to take a quick stop into Africa. So and then right over here we have got some more exhibits. So we've got this is I think the golden poison dart frog. Right? Hang on. Golden poison frogs in here. We've got lesser Antillean iguanas here. You can see one right over here. We've got the Goliath frog, which is from Africa, right over here. I think I can see it. Yep, right here. And then we've got the Lemons poison frog. Or how do you pronounce it? Lemons. Sure. And yeah, so these guys I'm pretty sure are also endangered because of deforestation, but also the exotic pet trade, and I'm pretty sure that there's this amphibian extinction problem. Okay, so now moving on to Africa, specifically the savanna part. We did see some animals from tropical Africa, but now we're moving on to more of the grassland. So I'm going to start by saying that all of the animals in the Africa section are suffering from some sort of hunting. So, yeah, but we'll go more into depth about it as we go on. We're going to start by going to our left. Oh gosh, I really do apologize for all this lag. This zoo is huge. Right over here, we have got an exhibit for the cheetah. So so right in here, ooh, we got cheetahs. Right over here. So so cheetahs are killed for their pelts, I believe. And they're also experiencing habitat destruction because of, like, I want to say cattle are, like, taking up, like, too much space, I guess. Something along those lines. And then right over here, we've got a little bit of a lookout for... here we got the cheetah exhibit again. Somewhere in here... right over here, we have got the West African lion. These guys, I'm pretty sure, are hunted, both as big game, so, like, for, like, game hunting, so, like, hunting for sport, I guess, is another way of putting it, but they're also hunted because, they keep attacking livestock, and, of course, the farmers aren't all that pleased with that, so because of that, they, immediately go to hunting the big cats in order to protect their prized cattle. Right here we've got like path separated by like a little green section. It's a little bit narrow, the path, but yeah, it's probably not that big of a deal. So then moving on, we've got an exhibit over here, but first, there's an area right here where you can get a quick, like, pit stop. We've got, this is the, pizza pen blueprint that I used in Augustus Zoo. But yeah, so then we're gonna go right over here. There's a boardwalk, and right over here, we have got a mixed exhibit for, you can see it on the sign, the African elephant. So, so starting with African elephants, those guys are hunted, mostly for those prized ivory tusks where they're sold on the black market, but they're also hunted because, of, like, they keep, like, trampling and eating crops, so because that, once again, farmers aren't that pleased about the elephants trampling crops, so they go out and they shoot the elephants. But somewhere in here, see if we can see him from the boardwalk. Ooh, right over here, we have got the Nile-a-Twee. So the Nile-a-Twees are, hunted as sort of like big game, but, they're also endangered due to competition with cattle. So the cattle are eating all the grass, and as a result, they are taking up the Nile-a-Twee's habitat. And there's a baby elephant! So yeah, as you guys can quite clearly see, we're doing a pretty good job on our conservation efforts, because pretty much, I want to say, like, all the animals have had at least one offspring here in this zoo. All of them except for the more recent ones. So, like, the, don't tip my tongue, Largibbons. I just added those in a few weeks ago when the tropical pack came out. So because that, they haven't really had time to, produce offspring. So, yeah, Elephant Boardwalk. I remember I used to have sort of like, like, concrete barrier, but the rock barrier looks way better. Okay, so back here at the guest plaza, right over here, we have an enclosure for the painted dogs. So much like, with the lions, the painted dogs, ooh, they're all under the shelter. So much like the lions, the painted dogs are also hunted as a means of farmers protecting their cattle. We've got some babies, and we've got some, like, differences in skin coloration. So that's pretty cool. We've got some sprawling hills. We've got another waterfall. This was all, like, game-generated terrain. So, yeah. Because, yeah, I'm not really that good at making my own terrain in Planet Zoo. So, yeah. Then we're going to walk right up here. And, right up here. We've got another way of viewing the painted dogs. We have got a little river. But in here, we have got a giant safari exhibit with the scimitar horned oryx. So this is a little baby. Yeah, let's start by doing the 360 view. Right over here, we've got the giraffe. We have got Barack Obama, my giraffe that was born here at the zoo. I decided to keep him, and I got him a mate. So yeah, that's kind of funny. So then, and then we've also got the southern white rhino. Right over here, we have got a little tour ride. We have got a, we've got a little, like, African hut just as decoration. More stuff going on. So more water. We've got a waterfall. We've got the river going into the painted dog enclosure and into the elephants / now tree enclosure. But yeah, so we've got the boardwalk. You go up the boardwalk, and you're back onto the path. Where right over here you can see. Oh my gosh, it's a baby rhino! It's so cute. So the southern white rhino itself isn't endangered. It's on the vulnerable list. Yeah, they're only near threatened. But yeah, they're the only, like, African species of rhino we have in the game. There are, like, other species of rhino that are endangered because these guys are hunted for their horn, which is made out of keratin, and it is also sold on the black market. And we have the scimitar horned oryx. Now, scimitar horned oryxes and reticulated giraffes are also victims of game hunting. And on top of that, the scimitar horned oryx is victim to competition with cattle. Yep, and then the reticulated giraffe, which, there's one right here, is also victim to habitat loss. And we've got another baby. So yeah, that's pretty much the Africa section. Okay, so now we're going to be heading out of Africa, and we will be going to Asia next. So, like I mentioned previously, Asia is the continent with the most endangered species. So, we'll start right over here. You can get some more view of the African elephants and nalotrees. Right over here. Right over here is where we will be entering Asia. So, the first section of Asia that we will be going to is the Indian section. So, right in here, we have got a little bit of an Indian marketplace, sort of like the vibe we've got going on at Augustus Zoo. We've got like a little Indian like marketplace, and then right over here, as guests are eating their hot dogs and their pizza, oh yeah, and their ice cream, they can get a great look at the Bengal tiger. Now, Bengal tigers are endangered because of, well, poaching. They are hunted for their pelts, but also probably to keep livestock safe, and as well as habitat loss and fragmentation. So then, yeah, let's go this way first. Right in here, we've got like another like little case of wetlands going through all three enclosures. Right over here, we've got the gharial crocodiles. So these guys are going extinct because of habitat loss due to humans constantly developing, as well as, yes, they are sometimes hunted, but also because of overfishing, which is diminishing their food source. Then if we go along, the path goes all the way around the Bengal tiger enclosure. Lots and lots of dense foliage, especially since we are right next to the tropical section. And then we've got two animals in here. So in this next enclosure, we have got somewhere in here. You can tell by the education board. There we go. That right in here we've got the Indian rhinoceros, and we have got lag. That's what we've got. All right, now I think we're good. We have got the wild water buffalo. So, like I mentioned with the southern white rhino, the Indian rhino is also heavily hunted for its prized rhino horn, which is once again made out of keratin. I'm not too worried about the wild water buffalo because we actually have two exhibits having the wild water buffalo. So right in here, I think, is the bachelor group, and we've got a mixed gender group in another part of the zoo. So perfect. We've got a view of both the wild water buffalo and the Indian rhinoceros. So yeah, like I was saying, the Indian rhinoceros is heavily hunted for its keratin horn, and the wild water buffalo is endangered due to a mix of habitat loss and because of parasitic infections which are transmitted by domestic cattle. Okay, so that's it for India. We can now head on out. So we'll continue our walk, and got lots of bamboo, because if you ever need to hide open space, use bamboo, because it is so incredibly dense. Alright, so as you can see, we have just exited the India section of the zoo, and now we are moving on to the Himalayan mountains. So the Himalayan mountains are a mountain range which spans across Nepal, Bhutan, and also western parts of China. And so to our left, you can see an exhibit for the giant pandas. So now, the reason that giant pandas are on the vulnerable list, because they used to be endangered, but I'm pretty sure it was in my lifetime where they are now on the vulnerable list, and that is because of habitat loss. So as you can see, there's a panda right here. There's a trail going all the way up the mountain. But yeah, so the reason that giant pandas are on the vulnerable list is because of habitat loss. So the bamboo forests where they live are being cut down for development. Yeah, that's the word, development. So yeah, the bamboo forests are being cut down for development, and people just aren't replanting them. Moving on, we're gonna come back in just a sec to go on this like little bridge, but we're gonna go take a look at the Himalaya section first. So right over here you can see a little bit of white on the ground. That is because right in here we have got an enclosure for the snow leopards. So now, the big reason that snow leopards are endangered is because of hunting. And the reason they're being hunted is so that way farmers could protect their livestock, mainly goats. So, snow leopards eat a lot of different wild mountain goats, such as the markhor, which is native to the Himalayas. Oh, I think these are the babies, right? Ah, babies. So yeah, so they eat markhor, and markhor is a type of goat. And so oftentimes what will happen is they will go after domestic goats, and so because that, the farmers tend to shoot them. And it also says that they are endangered due to habitat loss, habitat deterioration, so like probably like pollution and stuff, as well as climate change, because these guys do live in a pretty cold environment. Yeah, I just really don't get why they require snow. I mean, if you look at the snow leopards at the Stone Zoo, they're totally fine year round. And then the neighboring exhibit, we can see here, belongs to the Himalayan brown bear. So now, the reason that these guys are endangered is, once again, poaching, but this time it is because these guys are hunted for their fur and for their claws, which are used in traditional East Asian medicines. Guests would take this, long steep path up the mountain. Yeah, you can't really call this a hill, honestly. This is a straight-up mountain. And you could go either way. So the big thing about the Himalaya section is that it loops around in a bunch of different directions. So, we're gonna go this way, and, right over here we've got a, guest area where guests can take a look at the Himalayan brown bears, and they can also get a bite to eat. Right over here, they can also use the toilet if they have to. Yeah, a little bit of Samurai Sanctuary vibes. Lots of rock work and foliage work. Man, I really outdid myself on this zoo. Let's go this way for the time being. Yeah, it's a very long path. So, yeah, quite the hike. But you know what? Hey, we're getting our steps in. Yeah, don't worry about this. We'll get to it later. So, you know, walking along. I'll probably speed this up a little bit. Alright, so as we're walking along, you can see some rock work and some foliage work that I did, as well as a few little East Asian shrines and other, like, pagoda-like structures that you can see dotted around the mountain. Honestly, thinking about it, I probably should have done a little bit more in the tunnels, like added some lights and other things. Okay, so as you can see, we've ended up, back at the, Himalayan brown bear slash, like, giant panda exhibit, right? Yeah, this is the Himalayan brown bear exhibit. If we go down a little bit, we've got a little boardwalk, so you go up the steps, you get a nice view of the giant panda enclosure. I could probably do better with the terrain. But you know what? It looks fine, I guess. Let's go this way, because I'm pretty sure it loops around. But we're going to go this way first. We've got a tunnel, and right in the middle of the mountain, we have got an enclosure for, drumroll please, the red panda. So we've got a rather smaller enclosure. You've got an area to view them right up here. Let's see if we can see any. Here are the red pandas. Okay, so now the reason that the red pandas are endangered is because of habitat loss and as well as poaching. So, I'd imagine that they're probably hunted for their pelts, and then again, the, depletion of the, bamboo forests. And then you get a nice little walk. Again, I'm gonna speed this up. Perfect. So this path leads back to the red panda enclosure, right? Right. Yeah, it's just a very long path. That leads back to the red panda enclosure. And then we go this way. Ignore this path. You get a nice view of the entire zoo. Wow. This is quite something. You get the elephant enclosure, you get the safari over there, the primate house, you can see all of India, sneak peek of what's next, and even some of the tropical area. Ooh, and you can even see over there the polar bear enclosure. Wow, this is really awesome. And then go over here. You go down the path, and then this was where we went to initially go to the red panda enclosure. But yeah, so that is the East Asian section, or well, Himalayan section. Yeah, that's the word I was using. Okay, so back at the base of the mountain with the giant panda enclosure, if we go over here, you can see right here we've got a boat tour. But right up ahead, you can see that there is the entrance to the tropical section. So right over here, this leads to tropical section. This is what I was showing you guys earlier. And this is the entrance into the East Asian, or well, Asian section from the tropical section. So now to see this next part, you could either take the boat ride, or you can go on the many boardwalks. So we're going to take the boardwalks because I don't think we are able to ride the boat tour. So this next area of the Asia section is inspired by islands. So there's 3 islands here, and the first one we have here is the Komodo Islands. You guys can probably see what is on this island. So yeah, walking along, lots of tropical foliage. Right over here, we have got the Komodo dragons. They're somewhere in here. Ooh, right in the shelter. Yeah, let's stay on the path. Yeah, but like there's like lots of sprawling hills, and there's also a little beachy side where guests can potentially see them. Oh gosh, the lag. There we go. There's a little beachy side where guests can potentially take a look at the Komodo dragons. Now, the reason that Komodo dragons are endangered is because of the three main things, which are habitat loss, poaching, and climate change. So yeah, and then, you know, let's take this section. We've got a little dirt path. Right over here, I used the, new Indonesian, pieces from the Tropical Pack. I must say, they're probably one of my favorite building pieces in the game. Other than maybe, like, the North African. We have got the mixed herd of wild water buffalo. Or, well, the mixed gender group. So I may have already mentioned this when we saw these guys in the Indian section, but these guys are endangered because of invasive species and invasive like diseases that are transmitted from domesticated cattle, as well as your standard habitat loss. So yeah, so they've got this pretty vast exhibit with lots of wetland. You've got several wild water buffaloes in here. And even a little baby! Oh, so cute. Alright. So now, right over here, we've got a guest section. One of many guest sections I'm aware of. But yeah, and then again, using these awesome new pieces. Like, man, this is something. This is something else. I dig this. Okay, and then this is where guests can get on and off the boat tour. I decorated it with lots of like goods being traded. Yeah, this really does look amazing though. So then right over here we have got a another sort of boardwalk slash bridge, and the next island on our tour is Sumatra, the largest, or at least one of the largest islands in Indonesia. And right here we have got a mixed exhibit for the Asian elephants. I mean, in the game they're called the Indian elephants, but if we look at the Zoopedia map, they're called Indian elephants in the game, but the Zoopedia map shows that they are found all over East Asia. So, yeah, they're technically the Asian elephants. And then in here we have got the Himalayan tapir. I saw it briefly, but I want to see if we can get a better view. So yeah, you got a full 360 view of the enclosure. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Again, use of the rock barrier, just like with the African elephants. Right over here. Oh yeah, we've got this nice little moat. I'm very happy about this little moat. Come on, I literally just saw them. Ah, right over here, Himalayan tapirs, right in the shelter. Okay, so the reason that both of these animals are endangered... Oh, fell into the moat. So the reason that both of these animals are endangered is due to a mix of habitat loss because of the aforementioned palm oil plantations, as well as hunting, especially with the elephants. They are being hunted for their prized ivory tusks. So yeah, 360 view of the area. Lots of stuff over here. We're just gonna go out this end, I guess. So then, there's one more animal in here, and that is the dhole. So we've got another, like, dock area and another guest section with, again, the Indonesian architecture. I did keep the East Asian and classic shelters. Right over here, we've got the dholes. So, okay, so the reason that dholes are endangered is because a mix of habitat loss and also because humans keep hunting the animals that the dholes regularly eat. So, because that, you could count that as a loss of food source. When you look at it from a distance, it looks like this dhole over here is taking a poop. But no, she's just turning around, probably making herself comfortable. But yeah, so, moving on to our last island. So, right over here, this island is, based off of the island of Taiwan. So, yeah, I know there's, like, a whole, like, political thing where what people don't consider Taiwan as a country. But you know what? We're not gonna get into that. All we know is that it's an island with some pretty unique wildlife. Wildlife such as the Formosan black bear. So, they're endangered according to Google, but according to the Zoopedia, they are once again a vulnerable species. But nevertheless, the reason that is because of habitat loss, and also, they are being hunted, and I'm pretty sure that there's a part of, their body that is commonly sold on the black market, and is used in traditional East Asian medicines. So then we've got this nice, long dirt path. Yeah, nice view of the beach, and also the map border. Yeah, oh, I thought for a second I forgot to change these, but no, yeah, these ones are fine because this is East Asia we're talking about. So yeah, we can keep the East Asian buildings. And then right over here, we've got the Chinese pangolins. So the reason that the Chinese pangolins are endangered, it is no surprise that these guys are heavily trafficked because of their prized scales, which are used in traditional East Asian medicines. And there is also a mix of habitat loss that is playing a role as to why these guys are endangered. There's one over here. Ooh, and there's a mom and a baby. Right? Yeah, it's the mom and a baby. Oh, well, it's good to see that these animals are being able to reproduce in a safe place where they are not being harmed by anything. And then right over here, we have got another guest section and another area, for guests to enter and exit the tour ride. So, let's go into the, standard mode for just a second. The tour ride, we start from, the, like, Asian mainland, go all the way around, or maybe it goes the other way. Let me see. No, it goes this way, so it goes this way, you go to, Komodo Island, then Sumatra, then this next stop, which we're gonna go to, then you've got, Taiwan, and then all the way back around to here. Alrighty, so we are at the home stretch. So, we're, passing by the dhole enclosure. We're gonna walk right over here to another boardwalk. And then this next section has to do with East and Northeast Asia. So, like, Russia, Korea, Northern China, Japan a little bit. So we got this boardwalk. And what's different about this boardwalk is that it is going into a walkthrough exhibit, which is for somewhere in here. We've got this nice little bridge, but where are they? Right over here, the red-crowned cranes. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention that there's also animals from Mongolia here. But yeah, so right here we've got the red-crowned cranes. We've got a few adults. We've got a little baby. We've got another little baby, and some more adults. Now, the key reason that these guys are endangered, or well, I think they're listed as vulnerable again in here. Yeah, they're listed as vulnerable in here. But the reason that they are endangered is because of habitat loss and habitat degradation, specifically of the wetlands where they live and where they regularly breed. So yeah, so humans have been developing in their wetland habitat where they usually breed, and yeah, that is why they are endangered. Then moving on, you go out the other end, and here you can see the Przewalski's wild horse, or the Przewalski's horse, whichever you prefer to call it. Oh, we got the little foal. It's so cute. And my voice just cracked like 1,000,000 times. And this is one of the mums. So the big reasons that these guys are endangered is because of competition between humans and livestock, and also because of drastic changes in the environment. In fact, these guys were wiped out to almost extinction, but only like a few captive individuals were able to bring this species from the brink. So yeah, it's crazy. So then right over here, we've got another entrance to the zoo. And this is like a legit entrance. So we're gonna quickly go this way. We've got a little plaza right over here. There's an exit over here with a loony balloon station. Oh no, the leg. Oh, there we go. And then right over here, I think, is the entrance where you've got a oh yeah, this is the information stand. Yeah, information stand, which we are once again using as a ticket booth. Then yeah, so if you're coming in through this entrance, the first animal you will see is the Przewalski's horse. So then right over here, once again, ignore the path. Right over here, we've got a barn. We've got another like guest section themed around like Northern Asia, where you can see the red-crowned cranes. But then right over here, just ignoring the sign for now. Right over here is what I was showing you earlier, where it is an entrance into the Himalayan section. So if you go right up there, it will lead you to the Himalayan section. But anyways, so right over here, we have got a big cat area, or well, an Asian big cat area. And then right over here, we have got the Siberian tiger. So right over here, these guys are once again victims of poaching, I believe. Let me just fact check that. Yep, so poaching of the species itself, poaching of its wild prey. Oh, we got a baby over here. So yeah, so poaching of the individual tigers, as well as food depletion, where their main food source is being hunted at a regular rate, and habitat loss. And then this, I think, is this is the mum. Now these guys are the legit biggest cat. So these guys are the biggest species of tiger, or the biggest subspecies of tiger rather. So this makes them the biggest species of cat, period. So, yeah. And then right across the way, we have got the Amur leopard to finish off the tour of the zoo. And these guys are endangered thanks to climate change, as well as deforestation, and a decrease in the prey that they usually eat. So, like with the Siberian tigers, people are killing the animals that they eat, so because of that, it is sort of like a food loss. But yeah, that completes the tour of the Endangered Species Zoo. So, ooh, these guys need to be released. Yeah, these guys need to be released. Perfect. We've got a little hill. We've got some stuff they can climb on. And then also, there's like a little window over here where guests can take a look at the Siberian tigers. But then they can also get a view from over here. And then, if you go out through this exit, we've got a little parking lot with some buses. And I even decided to build a road. So the road goes all the way around and into this little tunnel. A little bit like what I have in, Conservation Carnival. But yeah, that wraps up the tour. Honestly, I have to say, this is probably the greatest zoo that I have ever made in my 500 plus hours of Planet Zoo. I don't know the exact amount of hours. It's definitely well over 500 hours. But yeah, in my over 500 hours I've been playing this game, this has probably got to be the greatest zoo that I have ever made. But, like, yeah, this zoo is massive, and, like, the terrain work and the foliage work is just overall, like, well done in my opinion. I do apologize for the length of the video, and I also apologize for the delay in the video. But yeah, with that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. Really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If so, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see some more Minecraft, Planet Zoo, and Jurassic World Evolution 2 content. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.